Oh, I was just gonna ask.
How about right here? How come nobody's sitting up
Sit
there?
by me then. Mason, you need to sit by me.
I like it.
Points, got him.
Can we get a drink real quick? Can you start without me though? It's right there. Just start without me. I don't care. Just start.
We're getting it. Thank you.
All right, since we're at 7:01, we'll go ahead and get started since we have a big evening ahead for us tonight. I welcome you to tonight's Honor Night, Academic Night, and Athletic Awards Night. I love having a chance to celebrate what amazing students at Elkhorn Valley have accomplished this year. Since we have a lot to get covered tonight, we've taken care of some of the awards by having packets for the students to pick up after the ceremony is over. Teachers and coaches will just follow one after the other to keep things moving. So welcome, and let's get this show on the road. We'll begin our evening with the recognition and awards. Elkhorn Valley is very fortunate to have support from so many facets of our community, emphasizing the importance of education and supporting our seniors to further their education. First up is Jolene Larson with the EV Booster Club Scholarship.
All right, our first recipient is Brooke Wilcox. And then our second recipient is Alexis Lynn.
Okay.
Our next scholarship comes from the Tilden Meadow Grove Community Foundation Fund. Presenting the award is Brian Cook.
Good evening. The Tilden Meadow Grove Community Foundation Fund Citizen Scholarship was awarded each year to a graduating Elkhorn Valley senior who has shown outstanding commitment to the Elkhorn Valley community. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Tilden Meadow Grove Community Foundation Citizen Scholarship this year, Brooke Wilcox.
Our New to You community thrift store has done so many positive things for our community. They want good things for our residents and continue to invest in making Tilden and surrounding communities a great place to live. Thank you to the wonderful people that volunteer their time to make this possible for our students. Congratulations to Desiree Colonzo, Alexis Lind, Chelly Martinez, Madison Parker, Brooke Wilcox, and Cody Qualson.
Yeah.
Kelly. Madison Parker.
Next up are our VFW Legion and Legion Auxiliary Awards and Scholarships. I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you to the Legion, the Auxiliary, and the VFW members for the support they provide to the school district. Not only do they provide scholarships for our graduating seniors, but they support other activities for our students as well. Things like County Government Day, Boys and Girls Day. Abby Brown will be attending Girls Day this summer. We are very fortunate to have their support.
It's a power clap. Two.
Okay, good evening, everybody. To start out, we have the VFW Scholarship. The recipient this year for the VFW Scholarship, what they had to do was write an essay identifying a veteran that has served and how they have influenced you and your life goals. The recipient for the VFW Scholarship this year is Charles Cody Qualsett. Okay, next.
Back up. There you go.
See you.
Zero. Jerry. I'm gonna have to do all three. Okay, the next one is for the Legion Auxiliary. Our recipient this year for Legion Auxiliary with the same thing, essay. They had to write an essay identifying a veteran that has served and explain how they have influenced them and their life goals. That recipient this year is Alexis Lind. Okay, and last but not least, the scholarship for the Legion this year goes to Miss Brooke Wilcox. Good job, kids.
Next up is the Tilden Young Men's Club Scholarship. Again, we are so fortunate to live in a community that goes above and beyond to make it a better place, and the Young Men's Club is no exception. They want to support our EV students as they attend college in the area and help them to be successful. Stuart Vaughn is here to present the recipients of this scholarship.
The Tilden Young Men's Club is an organization that promotes community enrichment. We host several events in the community all year long and hope to build a sense of pride in our town and volunteerism. Successful applicants for the Tilden Young Men's Club Scholarship should show a willingness to step up and volunteer when called upon, and also show pride in local community. At this time, I am pleased to announce that this year the selection committee has chosen 2 winners for the Tilden Young Men's Club Annual Scholarship. I will announce each of our winners individually, and when I call your name, please come forward to accept this scholarship award. The first scholarship is awarded to Miss Alexis Lind. Congratulations. Our second Young Men's Club Scholarship is awarded to Miss Brooke Wilcox. Congratulations. Thank you.
Amber Wilcox from Cornerstone Bank is here to present the certificate to the recipient of their scholarship.
Good evening. Cornerstone Bank prides itself on giving back to the communities that we serve, and one of the ways that we give back is through scholarships. And tonight, our 2023 scholarship winner is Peyton Bromley.
The Antelope Memorial Hospital Board of Trustees offers a scholarship opportunity to 7 area schools to assist seniors interested in pursuing a health-related field of education. The scholarship is a memorial to Jody Asmussen for her dedication and devotion to the Antelope Memorial Hospital, as a member and president of the Board of Trustees, and for her service to promoting the vision and progress of Antelope Memorial Hospital. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. The recipient of this scholarship is Brooke Wilcox. Nucor Foundation was established as a nonprofit corporation for charitable and educational purposes, including the awarding of scholarship grants to deserving men and women. It is the belief of the foundation that the further economic and social progress of the nation is built upon the education of its citizens. The awarding of scholarships is seen as a way to encourage personal as well as national and community development. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. The recipients of this scholarship are Sammy Hobbs and Aiden Wardinger-Meyer. The Susan T. Buffett Scholarship is named for Susan Thompson Buffett, the late wife of Warren Buffett, who started the scholarship over 50 years ago to provide opportunities for students to pursue higher education regardless of their economic circumstances. To date, almost 10,000 scholars have received the gift of this scholarship. As a Buffett Scholar, you belong to a large community of scholars who show integrity, responsibility, kindness, and respect within and outside your college campus. The Susan T. Buffett Foundation Scholarship Program promotes equity, diversity, and inclusion for students who have the privilege of receiving this scholarship. The scholarship program values a diverse community of learners where all students feel respected, welcome, and safe. The recipient of this scholarship is Delilah Harper. I have a certificate for you, Delilah. Now we will present the Academic Achievement Awards. Mrs. Novicki is first up with the NBC Principals All Academic Team.
I can't believe another year has about come and gone. Hey, watch it. Very proud of all the accomplishments. As you come in the door over here, you could see some of the athletic honors and awards that our kids have won. You'll hear about those later. Academically, I get to do the fun side of this job as well. I get to, like I said before, I get to go to track meets. I get to go to speech meets. I can do all of these fun things because it's still a part of my job. And as the kids know, my favorite part of my job is I get to roam the halls and talk.
Wow.
The sad part is that there's just as many of them in the hallways that always ask me why I'm in the hall, like the real bosses of the school. Mr. Rottenberg, Brendan, that's what they tell me, we're the real bosses of the school. All right. So tonight on our all academic team for NVC, it is eligibility is open to juniors and seniors, and they must have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher. There are quite a few of them, so congratulations. Mrs. Hani has your certificate, so please come forward. You can hold your applause until I announce all of them. Abby Brown. Try to keep it in alphabetical order if you can, kids. I know that might be hard when I start announcing here. Nate Decker, Annika Furstenau, Maverick Hegeman, Dawson Hanson, Drew Hanson, and there's a third, Macy Hanson. Montana Howard, Jocelyn Larson, Blaine Malhoff, Brittany Pellin, Kennedy Penny, Emma Qualsett, Marin Yvonne, Gabriel Vigil, Waylon Warnicki, Whitney Wilkins, and Alyssa Wright. If you want to. I'd like you to stand, but you can sit if you want to.
I'm sitting.
It's okay. And the seniors receiving the NVC Principals All Academic Team, Peyton Bromley, Daniel Shavala, Delilah Harper, Riley Herbert, Samantha Hobbs, Desiree Colonzo, Alexis Lind, Brendan Olendick, Charles Qualsett, Carter Werner, and Brooke Wilcox.
I want Carter. Go.
NVC also has a recognition for the students that achieve a 28 or plus on the ACT, and they can take this as many times as they want to. We have a new ACT board out in the hallway, so past and present, anybody that has received a 28 or above is out on there. If we've missed anyone, please let us know. Daniel Shavala received a 28 plus. Yeah, come up and get a certificate, please. Emma Qualsett. Emma Qualsett. And Cody Qualsett. And Brooke Wilcox. Claire Qualsett. And there's also one more student that I'd like to recognize. Waylon, will you please stand up?
Yeah, well.
And if you see Waylon, please try to talk him into taking it one more time. He's really, really dragging his feet, but I want to I'm challenging him to take it one more time because I think he could get that huge, big number. Waylon also received a 28 plus, but he received that the day that this was finalized and sent to the printer, so they told me no such luck. He doesn't get recognized. But we're going to recognize him anyway. Next up are the President Education Award for Academic Excellence. Students must have a 3.5 GPA. For those of you students that are checking this, and it is not rounded up. If it does not say 3.5, I did not round up. So some of you are really close, but not quite close enough. All right, so for the freshmen, Cadence DeWitt, Ashlyn Dexter, Keely, yeah, come on up, sorry, come on up. Keely Eisenhower, Cassidy Fry, Evan Slocum, BJ Taki, Skylar Tegler, Warnicki, Jarrett Werner, and Corbin Werner. Sophomores, JJ Black, Carly Broberg, Paisley Glenn, Lydia Godel, Cadence Leister, and Jacob Lind. Juniors, again, hold your applause till the end because this is quite a list. Abby Brown, Nate Decker, Annika Furstenau, Maverick Hegeman, Dawson Hanson, Drew Hanson, and Macy Hanson, Montana Howard, Jocelyn Larson, Blaine Mulhoff, Kennedy Penny, Emma Qualsick, Marin Yvonne, Esteban Vigil, Waylon Warnicki, Whitney Wilkins, and Alyssa Wright. Seniors, Peyton Bromley, Daniel Shavala, Delilah Harper, Riley Herbert, Samantha Hobbs, Desiree Colanzo, Alexis Lind, Brenda Nolandick, Cody Qualsick, Carter Werner, and Brooke Wilcox. And the last and final awards that I have are our Believers and Achievers. Each year, the NSAA allows us to nominate 3 students, right, Mrs. Sneal? I think 3, and only 2 of our people turned in applications. They are given to the top students in their class. It is also based on their participation in NSAA activities. And they fill out the application, we submit it, it goes to the NSAA, and they decide, a committee of people decide if they are worthy of the top 48. It is very, very, very difficult to become one of the top in the state. We're talking 48 out of thousands and thousands of kids who apply. But to us, our 2 chosen people are Carter Werner and Brooke Wilcox. Carter and Brooke exemplify role model students. They achieve academically, they thrive in competition, both of them very humble in what they do. You walk up to Carter because he ties a school record, beats some of the great kids in competition, and he just shakes his head and really just wants you to be quiet. We all know that I don't do that very well, and I get all excited and I'm whooping and hollering. Both of these do a wonderful job of what we really want our student athletes to achieve and accomplish. Well done.
Carter, you have such a cute smile.
The Omaha World Herald 2023 All Academic Program Honorable Mention recognizes the Distinguished Scholarship by an elite member of the Nebraska class of 2023. Please stand and be recognized as I call your name. Honorable mention goes to Daniel Shavala and Cody Qualsett. Our teachers will now present their classroom awards. Up first is Mr. Maya with the Art Awards.
I wrote this on my phone, so hopefully. Alright, so first off, I want to say thank you to Elkhorn Valley for allowing me to join the community. It's been really great. It's been a really fun year. So please stand to be recognized for your amazing achievements in art this year. In Art 1, Montana Howard and Payson Glenn. In Art 2, Emma Qualsett and Lilia Godel. In Art 3, Madison Parker and Whitney Wilkins. And then in Art 4, Brooke Wilcox and Daniel Shavala. These students have shown exemplary work in the classroom and also have received an award either at the ESU 8 Art Show or the NBC Conference Art Show. Thank you so much.
The Business and Information Technology Awards are given to students who receive the highest grade and who has shown great character. Please stand when your name is recognized. High school careers: Araceli Martinez, Alexis Lynn, and Carter Warner. Personal finance: Cody Qualsett, Peyton Bromley, and Carter Warner. Introduction to business: JJ Black, Delilah Harper, Lily Hartle, and Desiree Colonzo. Accounting 1, Blaine Moloff. And Accounting 2, Peyton Bromley. And now we will have Mr. Dittmer and Mrs. Wyatt for English.
It is extremely tough to select winners for the Language Arts Awards because we have so many peerless students. But the final selections are determined by a student's passion for writing, reading, and willingness to participate in class, as well as their aptitude in the subject. I will also be announcing Mrs. Wyatt's awards tonight. Stand and be recognized. Your medals are in your packets. English 9, Katie Warnicki and Evan Slocum. Speech 9, Skylar Tegler, Katie Warnicki. English 10, Jacob Lind and Paisley Glenn. American Literature, which is a junior level course, Emma Qualsett and Blaine Molhoff. And my senior level classes, British Literature, Daniel Shavala and Carter Warner. Thank you. And next up, Mrs. Knast.
All right, and as Mr. Dittmer said, I am Mrs. Knust, and I teach family and consumer science classes. And so this evening, I would like to honor and recognize the following students, not only for their academic achievement and work, but for their outstanding leadership and character within the classroom and outside the classroom as well. These students have gone above and beyond. They've done everything that I've asked them to do without complaining. And they're huge advocates for the subject and also for their sports that they're in, and just really good role models. And so when I call your name, please stand and be recognized. All of your certificates and medals are in your packets. So starting off with kind of some of my fall classes, I'm going to start with nutrition. This is Alexis Lind, Lilia Godel, and Jay Halsey. For independent living, Whitney Wilkins. For parenting, I picked one out of both sections, one from the fall and one from the spring. Riley Herbert and Daniel Shavala. And I have to say, with this second group of students that I have now, they all are doing an amazing job, and it came to 100th of a point that made the decision for this parenting class. So job well done, Daniel. Child development, Sammy Hobbs, or Samantha Hobbs, sorry. For psychology, Waylon Warnicki and Whitney Wilkins. In healthy relationships, these next three, we had a lot of fun. It was just these three in class, and I'm anxious to see where this information takes them in the future. So Keegan Peterson Deming, Peyton Bromley, Tristan Smith, and then I also want to recognize Kinsey Muta. And my final award that I would like to recognize is a student who has completed all three of the EDU classes. I teach a dual credit class through Wayne State College. And like I mentioned, the student has completed EDU 150, 250, and 275. And so at this time, I'd really like to recognize our senior, Sammy Hobbs. And up next, we have our math with Mr. Klein and Mrs. Black. I'm sorry, partner. Oh, you do? Okay. Okay, math.
Hey, I'm Mr. Klein. I teach high school math. I've got geometry, it's a freshman course, and my medal winner for geometry this year is Katie Warnicki. Algebra 2 is a sophomore class, with a few juniors mixed in there as well. My winner for that is Travis Halsey. He really wanted to get more. So there you go. Next one, Tech Math. This is a dual credit course through Northeast and high school, mainly for juniors. And my medal winner in that class is Mason Schaefer. Pre-calculus, also a dual credit course through Northeast, junior class. My winner for that is Annika Furstenau. And calculus, senior level course. I have 2 students this semester. I had 3 first semester, but Carter decided he didn't need it for college. So anyway, I still say hi to him in the hallway when he passes by. But I had Cody and Daniel both in there, so I congratulate both of them for making it through calculus for the most part. We still got a final exam this week. But the winner of the highest average is Cody Paulson. All their medals are in
1 freshman class, and it's no surprise that my honors go to not only the top grades, but the people that have logged the most time out of class. They've learned to advocate for themselves and just speak up and ask the questions. So Aubrey Lawson and Cassidy Fry. And then I also have a geometry class. Same thing goes to Esther Vigil. And now we have Mrs. Gale with music.
I showed up into the gym at 6:45, and in that 15 minutes, 3 people said, "Can you keep it short, Mrs. Gale?" Well, notice I am talking for classroom and extracurricular, so I'm just going to talk once, you won't hear me again, and I will try to make it as quick as possible, but my mom always says, slow down, but I'm probably not going to slow down right now. I'd like to have all the band members, there's 47 members of band this year, if you'll stand to be recognized. Thank you. There are many awards that they have received with honor bands and different things, and those will be in the package. I'm only recognizing the big awards that actually their name gets put on a plaque and is in the band room forever and ever. Before I do that, there are a lot of thank yous that need to be given this evening when it comes to the music department. I want to thank the parents who were my assistant coaches. At District Music Contest 2 weeks ago, we took 64 kids. That's a lot for one person. So I had 3 parents and an administrator there helping me that day. We took 40 students to Chicago for the band trip. I can't imagine doing that by myself, so I had 13 assistant coaches, 13 parents go with me to help. Every time the band goes somewhere, the jazz band or the band, we needed somebody on the bus, but we also need our instruments to get there. So I always have to find a parent to get the instruments there as well. So I really appreciate you. At District Music Contest, we had to set up our own risers. We had 12 risers we had to set up by ourselves with our show choir all in white. And so the parents that were there, I didn't even ask, they just hopped up and started doing. And so thank you, assistant coaches, so much. And thank you, families, for your commitment to music, the administration for their constant support in so many ways, including our administrator driving our risers to Osmond and picking them up for us. I had lots of music teachers jaws drop when I said our superintendent brought and picked up our risers. That doesn't happen at every school, so that was really awesome. Thank you, custodial staff. Years ago, I did all the setup and takedown by myself, but in the last 5 to 10 years, they help with all of that. And students, thank you for making room in your schedule. That is huge. You are saying that music is important, and I really, really appreciate it. I truly love what I do, not only the opportunity to get to come to school every day. If I could be a lifelong student, I would. But to make music and memories with some amazing musicians every day. I'd like to recognize and thank this year's drum major, Alyssa Wright, if you'll stand, please. Thank you for your leadership and skills in leading the band. I not only appreciate you leading the band, but helping me with all the little tasks and choir, such as robes, uniforms, and remembering things that need to be done. Thank you, Alyssa. The next 3 awards are the highest, most prestigious awards given in the band department in many schools. The Louis Armstrong Award is given to a student or students who have outstanding achievements in the field of jazz, as demonstrated through superior musicianship, character, and individual creativity. Jazz band students not only enjoy playing their instrument, but they enjoy the style and the small ensemble feel. This year, the jazz band was able to fit in very minimal rehearsals and still fared quite well at Northeast Jazz Festival and District Music Contest. This year, it has been extremely rewarding to watch this student grow. Her talent and passion for her instrument and music is apparent and contagious among her section. I so much appreciate her and will truly miss her next year in many ways. Congratulations, Alexis Lind, on receiving the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. The next award is the Gold Director's Award. This is given to the student with the second highest letter points earned. This student has led her section with her playing both in concert band and in the past jazz band. She is very skilled, and I wish she would have tackled on a few solos while in high school. However, her skills have helped our band to sound solid on numerous occasions. Congratulations to Delilah Harper as the Gold Director's Award. The last and most prestigious honor given in the band department this evening is the John Philip Sousa Award. This goes to a very outgoing individual who has been very dedicated to the program. This award requires that the student have acquired the most letter points of all the students. The student has been so fun to watch grow as a musician. She is very studious and works very hard. She not only plays and leads well in jazz band, but in pep band, marching band, and concert band. And she puts in extra time in practice to do solos and audition and be selected to several honor bands. I'm very excited that she is planning on going on to play at a higher level in college. I'm pleased and honored to name Alexis Lind as this year's recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award. The Distinguished Service Award is given to a student or students that do just that. They step up and help, even if not asked to do so. They see or know something that needs done, and they do it. Or they are asking, what can they do to help? This award is given to a student or students that have to do a little bit more than the rest of us on a regular basis. These particular students do things on their free time. They are doing teacher's aide work, but are not officially my teacher's aide or getting credit to do so. There have been numerous tasks that have saved me so much time as they step up, ask if they can help, and then do. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Alyssa Wright, Lily Hegeman, and Lacey Brandt. Moving on to the choral department, if I could have the 42 choir students please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your voices, your time, your dedication, and your love for music. The next award is the Outstanding Choral Award. The student earning the most points throughout the 4 years of choir is given the top award in choir, called the Outstanding Choral Award. This year we had something unusual happen that has never happened since I've been here. We not only have one individual, but we have two sharing this award, and they are juniors. These individuals have stepped up many times to share their talent by singing the anthem, solos at contest and home show, and several honor choirs. Their talent and their volume has helped our choir and show choir sing better and stronger. I've appreciated their leadership and their passion for music, both vocally and instrumentally. Congratulations, Mary Vaughn and Lacey Brandt, for earning the Outstanding Choral. The next award given this evening is called the Gene Warwick Leadership Award. This is given to a student or students who have helped the choir not only with their talents, but their leadership. These students lead with their singing and their actions. They enjoy music, singing, and have led on a day-to-day basis in choir and in show choir. They take singing and the vocal music program seriously and use their passion for music to better not only themselves, but others around them. I'm pleased to announce that this year's recipients are Carter Werner, Mary Vaughn, Lacey Brandt, and Alyssa Wright. Only one more. The next award given this evening is given to a show choir member or members that display wonderful performance skills and contribute greatly to the show choir. It is called the Outstanding Showcase Award. We appreciate their desire and input when putting the show choir together, just as much as being on the stage and performing. This year, the Outstanding Showcase Award goes to Marini Vaughn, Tristan Koloff, Riley Herbert, Lacey Brandt, and Paisley Glenn. Next, we'll have Mrs. Vaughn in the
Weight training is a class in which the students typically do strength training, learn the importance of recovery and dynamic stretching, and enjoy cardiovascular activities. The top 3 lifters for this year based on hard work, effort, and attitude are Delilah Harper, Desiree Colanzo, and Keegan Peterson. For co-ed PE, the classes in which the students receive daily points not only for participation but also effort and attitude. The students develop skills such as cardiovascular exercises, team sports, pickleball, hockey, line dancing, fitness testing, soccer, mat ball, and other activities. We incorporate health education into our schedule throughout the semester. Some of the health topics we covered are life-saving skills such as CPR and the Heimlich maneuver, and using a tourniquet, benefits of exercise and decision-making skills. The following students have displayed wonderful qualities in the gym and the classroom, not only with respect, effort, and attitude, but their knowledge of activities, work ethic, teamwork, and leadership qualities. The top 6 students based on the qualities I mentioned above are Cassidy Fry, Tegan Haysbrook, Skylar Tagler, Katie Warnicki, Jarrett Werner, and Corbin Werner. Please stand up. And last but not least, the following students have worked really hard this semester on accomplishing the Falcon Physical Fitness Award and all of their fitness testing. In order to receive this award, it's kind of like our highest PE award, you have to finish in the top 15th percentile nationally in each area. The areas we test are flexibility, muscular strength and endurance, agility, and cardiorespiratory fitness. The award winners for our Falcon Fitness Awards are, and I'm going to say their name and how many times they've received the award. Brandon Mewedum, first year. Stand up, Brandon. Corbin Werner, hold the applause to the end, please. Corbin Werner, 3rd award. Katie Warnicki, 6th award. Skylar Tagler, 7th award. And our 2 students that have received this every year, I believe since 1st grade, would be Tegan Haysbrook and BJ Talkie. Your medals and awards are in your packets. And next up we have science with Mr. Carlin and Mr. Meyer.
Okay, I am Mr. Meyer. I'll be presenting some of the science awards. First, in anatomy class, my recipient of that award will be Brooke Wilcox. Brooke, you've done a fantastic job this year. Just go ahead and stand up. Thank you, Brooke. Okay, next, for chemistry, when we ordered medals, maybe about a month and a half ago, there was 8 that were actually at an A. Well, there's no longer 8 at an A, but I still have the medals to receive this reward. I think you need to be at a 90.47% average right now. Stand up, Nate. Nate Decker, Jocelyn Larson, Macy Hansen, Mav Hagman, Waylon Warnicki, Leighton Meyer, Dawson Hansen, and Emma Qualsid. Congratulations to you guys. And then finally, for biology, same thing holds true. There's 8 awards given out here. This will be for an A average. JJ Black, Payson Glenn, Jay Halsey, Cadence Leister, Lilia Godel, Easton Rystrom, Jacob Lind, and Carly Grover.
I have some of the other science classes I used a little bit different. I used how I see their citizenship in both the hallway and classroom, what kind of positive leadership they provide in the classroom, the willingness to ask and answer questions of their fellow students as well as their academic grades. For physics, we have Brooke Wilcox and Cody Qualsett. Chemistry, we have Blaine Moloff and Marini Vaughn. And physical science, Corbin Miller. Next up, we have Spanish with Mrs. Prater.
That's for me. Hold on. Come on now. I think it was you now, right?
There are 3 students that I would like to recognize tonight for their commitment to the Spanish program and for completing 4 years of Spanish. So please stand up. Daniel Shwala, Alexis Lind, and Sammy Hobbs. Over the last several years, I've watched these 3 grow into leaders in my classroom. They ask questions, but they also work to solve problems on their own. If they aren't done with a task, then they stay after to complete it. And they put in the effort to learn. And if you think I'm not watching, I see you. You make my job truly enjoyable. Leer lunes, meditación miércoles, and Wordle jueves won't be the same without you.
So I have sophomores in world history, and this year's World History Award goes to Lilia Godel. Mr. Wickheiser.
Good evening. We're going to hand out some awards for the remaining classes in high school social studies. Before I do that, I want to recognize I have several students who on a daily basis show up with a very positive and productive attitude and demonstrate outstanding behavior. You might not necessarily get an award tonight, but believe me, I see it and appreciate it. Your quality of work is also outstanding. You contribute in class and pay great attention. But there always has to be a cutoff when giving these types of awards. And so the following will exhibit those qualities and also their grade is extremely high and has been so all year. So we'll start with the freshmen. The freshmen take a semester course in my room, geography. So for first semester, please stand and be recognized. Cadence DeWitt, Katie Warnicke, and Corbin Werner. Second semester geography, Evan Slocum and Skylar Tegler. For juniors, they take United States History. Advanced United States History Award winners this year, Annika Furstenau, Blaine Malhoff, Emma Qualsett, and Whitney Wilkins. Seniors take American Government. For Advanced American Government this year, the 2 award winners were Cody Qualsett and Carter Warner. I'd also like to take this time to recognize our student council. So leaders elected by their classmates. Let's recognize, please stand and be recognized when your name is called. Our student body officers, President Carter Warner, Vice President Nate Halsey, Secretary Delilah Harper, and Treasurer Keegan Peterson. Senior representatives are Riley Herbert and Brooke Wilcox. Junior representatives Nate Decker and Macy Hansen. Sophomore representatives J.J. Black and Jake Lind. Freshman representatives are Katie Warnicke and Jarrett Werner. These students represent their classmates very well. We're heavily involved in homecoming in the fall, and among other activities, we'll be hosting the senior tea upcoming for our graduating seniors, which it's hard to believe we're about to graduate. So please recognize these student council leaders. And it looks like at this point, we're going to hand out some more scholarships. Mrs. Hahn.
We did notice that there's one thing that we forgot on here, so we'll make sure we get it on there next year. But some of our students were selected by faculty to attend Academic Day at Northeast. I have no information, so I'm going to ask that all of you that participated, please stand up. Now, if you received a medal, stand up. Daniel, what did you get your medal in? What place? Just say first if you don't know. We think third in tech math. Annika, first in algebra 2. Without a calculator. And Aiden was also there, and he was in welding. Second in welding. So sorry we forgot all of you that participated, because it is kind of a fun day. They finally put it back on campus at Northeast. They were doing it virtual for a while. It doesn't have the same effect. So congratulations.
All right, now we're going to present some additional scholarships. First up is the Teammates Scholarship. The mission of the Teammates Mentoring Program is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Recipients of the EV Teammates Scholarships are Cody Qualsett, Madison Parker, and Chelly Martinez. I do want to recognize that Chelly was also the recipient of the Teammates New Generation Scholarship that was selected by the Teammates Mentoring Central Office. They stress that this is an amazing scholarship opportunity for Chelly, and she is most deserving. They want her to know that she should feel very proud for all of her hard work, dedication, and commitment that she has put forth. So congratulations, Chelly. Tom and Mary Westfall had 2 boys graduate from Elkhorn Valley. Mary had worked at EV for a long time, and the students here and their future education was important to her and her family. They wanted to be able to provide support to a student that would be attending Northeast Community College. This year's recipient is Carter Warner. We continue to be so lucky that the alumni of Tilden High want us to remember their school, and they continue to support the wonderful students at Elkhorn Valley and their future education goals. We laughed about the memories of the giant study hall room and the dictionary that they shared. They've shared that their cold lunches were brought from home. And it wasn't until 1964-65 that they actually started to serve hot lunches. Kind of crazy to think about. It was a great point that it wasn't just the building that was special. It was special because of the teachers, and they helped to make it that way. Thank goodness they made such wonderful memories and shared them with me. Just a great group of people, and it gives me great pleasure to award Desiree Colonzo with the Tilden Alumni Scholarship.
You want me in these pictures, Boyd?
Sure.
Okay.
The Tilden High alumni also presented me with a pretty fantastic surprise that I'm super excited to share with you. They're having a reunion celebration, and their entertainment is Pat Shipley, who is an EV grad, and her husband, David. And when they were asked how much they would need to be paid for playing at the celebration, they said to give the money to a senior EV. It is my pleasure to present Madison Parker. I know, seriously. I told him I wouldn't cry, and there I did it anyway. All right. So every year, the staff at Elkhorn Valley get to pay a fee to be able to wear jeans, have Jeans Day on our calendar, and knowing that it's going to provide a scholarship to one of our graduating seniors, and we get to wear jeans, is a total win-win. Education is obviously something very important to us as a school, and seeing someone continuing to grow in their love of education is very exciting. It gives me great pleasure to present our Jeans Day Scholarship to Carter Warner. Next up is the Lois Larson Memorial Scholarship. You may recognize that last name, as we do have several Larsons that have attended Elkhorn Valley in the past and still right now. Lois thought a lot of a good education and providing opportunities for students. She was always asking her grandchildren what and how they were doing in school. She knew how important a good education is. She was a country school teacher for many years, and her sister was an English professor at Midland University. Her 3 sons graduated from here and had several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Her grandson, Chad's wife, Jolene, is here to present this year's recipient for their scholarship. The Lois Larson Memorial Scholarship goes to Madison Parker. Ruth and her husband moved to Tilden in 1964. She was the city librarian and managed the first low-priced government apartments. And when her husband passed away in 1967, she finished classes at Wayne State College and remained the Tilden librarian for 21 years. She served on the Elkhorn Valley School Board for 12 and a half years before moving to Lincoln. Being active in the community was always important to Ruth. The recipient of the Ruth Lenzer Memorial Scholarship is Brooke Wilcox. Next up is the Paul and Carrie Corkle Scholarship. I spoke with several people about finding out who Mr. and Mrs. Corkle were and why EV students are fortunate enough to have the opportunity to apply for their scholarship. And what I discovered is they owned the Corkle Farm Supply, and that one of their 2 daughters was involved in education. Their daughter asked Elkhorn Valley to start a foundation for students to be able to apply for scholarships in her parents' honor. The foundation was formed and $10,000 was donated. This scholarship has been offered since 1995. The recipient of this year's scholarship is Brooke Wilcox. Next is the Robert and Joan Hodgson Memorial Scholarship. Robert grew up in Kansas, and he didn't get to graduate from high school right away, as he enlisted in the Navy to serve in World War II. After the war was over, he returned home, graduated from high school, enrolled at K-State, and graduated from there as a veterinarian. After finding an ad in a magazine, Robert moved to Nebraska to be a vet. Education, science, and agriculture were always important to him and his family. He served on the Elkhorn Valley School Board for 12 years. The recipients of this year's scholarships are Carter Warner and Madison Parker. I'm doing the foundation one, sorry. I just noticed that. backtrack a little bit. Thank you. The EV Foundation was originally started through the Corkle family's original donation of the $10,000, and since then, families have donated money to our school to be used for scholarships for our graduating seniors. In the trophy case by the new gym on the far right side by a statuette who I still cannot believe is Derek Warner. A lot of names you see on that list have also created their own memorial scholarships. This plaque shares the name of people from around our community that see your value, people that believe in your future, people that you may know and people that you may not. But the underlying goal is that they want to be a part of helping you achieve your educational dreams. The recipient of this scholarship is Alexis Lind. Next is the Tilden Community Hospital Healthcare Career Scholarship. This scholarship was started a couple years before the hospital closed, and the board wanted to be able to support an EV senior wanting to go into a healthcare field. After the hospital closed, they decided to put money aside to be able to continue to provide support for students wanting to make a difference in the field of healthcare. This year's recipient is Brooke Wilcox. Next is the Harold Ritter Memorial Scholarship. Many were drawn to and fascinated to Harold's mechanical innovations, a farmer by day and a wood carver by night, and a wizard inventor with any spare moment that he had. Harold lived every day of his extraordinary life to the fullest. If Harold wanted something, he made it, often improvising with stuff just hanging around in his shop. Possessing boundless curiosity and zeal, he was always immersed in a project and generating ideas for dozens of others. He could figure out how almost anything worked just by looking at it for a while. He loved Nebraska and its land and planted over 1,000 trees on his property. He was a generous supporter of many charities and institutions, including the Antelope County Museum, Pearson Wildlife Museum, where he found inspiration for his carvings. His foundation now provides support to encourage the youth of Elkhorn Valley to reach for the stars. This year's recipient of the Harold Ritter Memorial Scholarship is Brooke Wilcox. Next is the Junior Falcon Basketball Scholarship. How exciting that the winners of this scholarship will be students that had participated as elementary students and then grew up to help keep it going while they were in high school. This scholarship goes to a student who participated in basketball all the years they were eligible, as well as helped with Junior Falcon basketball events and activities through the years. The recipients are leaders among their teammates, not missing games for discipline or academic reasons, always there and could be counted on. This year's recipient of the Junior Falcon Basketball Scholarship is Carter Warner. Our next scholarship was started by an Elkhorn Valley alum and her husband. Nancy was in the first graduating class at Elkhorn Valley in 1968. She and her husband Bob were both very involved in education throughout their lives, from high school educators to administrative positions. They appreciate and believe that they learned the basics in high school, which helped them succeed at the university level. They recognized that and they wanted to pay it forward. The education profession is rewarding and assists students to be successful. College costs continue to rise. So the Brants want to encourage future educators to enter this rewarding profession and continue to provide quality public education in Nebraska. For the recipient of the Robert and Nancy Brant Family Education Scholarship is Desiree Colonzo. The next scholarship talks to the point of how important the people are to making a school special. The Elizabeth Deckert Memorial Scholarship. Ms. Deckert was an elementary teacher for over 20 years. She never married, so her students were her children. Tilden was very special to her, and providing a scholarship in her name to the student that wants to make a difference as an educator was important to her. The recipient of the Elizabeth Deckert Memorial Scholarship is Samantha Hobbs. I'm going to finish my part of the evening by recognizing the students that have received merit scholarships and college scholarships from the colleges that they have applied to throughout the year while working on making their final decision as to where they decided they are going to attend. If I miss anybody, I apologize. I've been asking for these since they started applying, but there was a mad dash this last week for some reason. So if I miss somebody, let me know so I can get it into the graduation insert. But please stand as I read your name and the scholarships that you were offered and shared with me throughout the school year to make your choice as to where you are going to attend. Daniel Shavala. For the UNO, the Regent Scholarship. UNL, College of Engineering Scholarship, David Distinguished Scholar, and the Nebraska Career Scholar. Riley Herbert got the Nebraska Wesleyan's Black and Gold Scholarship. Madison Parker. Madison received a Northeast Community College waiver. Keegan Peterson Deming. Concordia Academic Scholarship as well as a track scholarship. University of Kansas Access Scholarship. Nebraska Promise and UNK Grant. Cody Qualsett, fresh back from Full Sail, and Full Sail Creative Mind Scholarship. Tristan Smith. Tristan received a Northeast Community College waiver. And Brooke Wilcox. University of Nebraska at Lincoln, the Nebraska Career Scholar, the Regents Scholarship. At Wayne State College, the Board of Trustees Scholarship, and the President's Commitment Scholarship. Next, we'll go on with our extracurricular awards, starting with cross country.
Start off with the sports awards here. We're doing cross country. I had 9 runners. My assistant coach is Madison Gass. My runners are, you guys can stand, Isaac Eckert, Owen Bondra, Waylon Warnicki, Chris Furnow, Marissa Bennett, Jonathan Larson, Tegan Haysbrook, Katie Warnicki. Guess I'm too short for it. I gotta move it down, sorry. Or use my classroom voice, whichever. We were very blessed, the coaches were, to be working with these amazing athletes this year. I'm going to start out with the boys. Waylon Warnicki had 2 top 10 records for courses, and 6 of his 10 races were top 10 finishes. Waylon and Isaac Eckert both qualified individually for state. The boys team, which included Owen, Isaac, Waylon, and Chris, came close to qualifying for state as they placed 4th in districts. The girls team, not to be outdone with the boys last year, they wanted to make history too, so they made the state run, made it to state. But their season was really good. They had runner-up at Beamer Invite, the Niobrara Conference. They earned champion trophies at Neely and at Boone Central. And Boone Central is amazing because we ran against a lot of Class C And several Class C schools weren't too happy with us that we came away with the championship. The girls that made it to state were Jocelyn Larson, Marissa Bennett, Tegan Haysbrook, Katie Warnicki. And these girls are amazing because we have their course records. You get top 10 times. Every single race, all 4 of them got a time on the record books. So that's a total of 28 records were scored by those girls this year. And Niobrara Valley Conference Awards were Waylon and Isaac got all conference first team, Owen Bonder on an honorable mention. Jocelyn Larson, Marissa Bennett, Tegan Haysbrook got all conference first team, and Katie Warnicki got an honorable mention. I'm looking forward to next year. Maybe we'll take both teams to state and get another history-making record. And it looks like Mrs. Canuss is up with me.
At this time, I would like to give a special thank you to these high school dancers as well as their parents for an incredible year. I had really big shoes to fill, and these girls kind of took me under their wing and kind of explained everything of how the year was going to go. And I also have to thank Mrs. Gale, because she did leave an imprint and also great resources. Like, she has been super helpful as that transition happened. And so with the girls, they worked really, really hard this year, and I appreciate their dedication to dance. They came up with their own routines for the whole entire year. We kicked off the season with the elementary dancers, and they came up with their routine for that, and they were such incredible role models for these girls. They made morning practices possible. We had a lot of fun, the extra practices as well, and did anything and everything that I asked them to do. And so therefore, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you and take this time to recognize each and every one of you from the 2022-2023 dancers. Freshman, Skylar Tegler. Sophomore, Hazelyn Glenn. Juniors, Lacey Brandt, Annika Fursna, Macy Hansen, and Mary Vaughn. And a very special thank you and shout out to an individual who will be greatly missed, and this is our senior, Brooke Wilcox. Thank you so much, ladies. And up next, we have football with Mr. Black, Mr. Rottenberg, Mr. Brockmeyer, and Mr. Carlin.
If Mr. Rottenberg moves any closer to the door, I might have to have him come up here and help me. So we're not done yet, Coach. Just relax. We're getting close. We're getting close, okay? Thanks, everybody, for coming. So I just want to start off by listing off the young men that played on the football team this year, starting with our freshmen, Jared Warner, Stan, please, BJ Taki, Nate Warner, Ashton Novotny, Jonah Johnson, and Corbin Warner. Sophomores were Mason Nitz, Kellen Olendick, Travis Halsey, Jackson Halsey, and Anthony Borgel. Juniors, Nate Decker, Mason Schaefer, Maverick Hegeman, Drew Hansen, Dawson Hansen, Dominic Otis, and Leighton Meyer. And then a very special group to me is Carter Warner, Cody Qualsett, and Nate Halsey. So our record didn't necessarily reflect, I think, the success that we had this year. Obviously, we wanted to have a few more wins, but nonetheless, we were able to play a difficult enough schedule to where we made the playoffs. Specifically with these seniors, for the first time, and I can tell, especially in 8-man football, I guess, Carter Warner and Cody Qualsett will be the first pair of seniors, I guess, to make the playoffs 3 out of 4 years. We're hoping to get to where we get a big run, where we get 4 out of 4.
but nonetheless, I think that's a huge accomplishment when you're trying to build a program. Special thank you to Cody and Carter for sticking with me for 4 years. They were my first freshman class. Carter will be the first 4-year letter winner, I guess, under my head coaching, whatever, career. Cody Qualsett is a kid that I think is greatly underappreciated. He works very, very hard to try and be a good teammate and give effort. And I tell you, if you make him mad, he's coming hard, and we're going to get better. So, like that's important. So I thank him for his effort. You know, Nate Halsey played football for us as a freshman, and then did cross country, then came back as a senior, and I'm grateful to have had him go out. He played a huge role for us this year. He was able to step in almost like he didn't miss a beat. Was a very big contributor for us, especially on defense. You know, thank you to the parents for allowing me to coach your kids. I know there's lots of talk going into this next year. The kids are excited, I'm excited, and I just look forward to the future. Mr. Coach Klein, golf.
What are you crying for? Okay. Nothing's even happened yet. This is football.
All right, I coach both girls and boys golf. I'll do girls golf right now. So that voice makes it all the way through the boys presentation. My team members for girls golf, hold your applause till they're all named, please. We got juniors Abby Brown and Emma Qualsett. That's all of them. Okay. I want to thank my wife for letting me coach golf, Abby and Emma for their hard work, their parents for letting me coach their girls, and the Booster Club for all they do for us. I really enjoyed starting the year off with girls golf. Abby and Emma have improved throughout the season with some solid practice over the summer. I know they'll start off strong next season. The girls do not like Wayne's golf course. I don't know why. I like Wayne's golf course, but the girls don't. And they saw on the calendar they had to go to Wayne twice last year because that's what it said on the calendar. But we have a triangular with Wayne and Pierce every year, and this year was Wayne's year to host, so we had to go 3 times. And they were just really upset about that. Then about halfway through the season, NSA decided the district golf course was going to be Wayne as well, so they got 4 times. So I really hope they do come out again next season. I don't think we're going to go Wayne 4 times next year, girls. Q8th grade girls, we're playing this year, so I'm hoping that they stick it out and come into high school golf. We might have a full team score next year. And I really hope Abby and Emma do come out again. I really enjoy coaching them, and I think they'll enjoy the company if the other girls come. So, thank you. Next up, volleyball, Emily Vaughn.
Oh, jeez. Miss Novicki, don't cry.
Mrs. Novicki, do you want to come up here and talk? Are you sure? She's bawling.
Why are you crying for it?
Surprise.
I'm serious.
Okay, I'm going to read my thank yous because I think every year I skip them. So, I want to thank Mrs. Gale for putting together our awesome booklets. And if you are a coach that likes to look back every year for 20 years, you have a booklet, and that booklet is our Bible when it comes to looking back for records. And when the seniors come to you and say, what awards did I get? Those are in the booklet. So keep your booklet, you can always look back on it. So thank you, Mrs. Gale, for doing that. Next, I want to thank, I'm going to thank you, Mrs. Novicki.
Oh, jeez.
I know she's not going anywhere for several years. I know she keeps saying she's going to retirement seminars. I know she's really not. She's probably going shopping and getting her nails done. But I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you have done with the volleyball program. And it's only been a couple years that she's been my assistant, but we've known each other forever. I've even backed into her van before, with a school van before. First year we met, And it was meant to be. Who'd have thought we'd be coaching together 20 years later? But thank you. I'll give you a hug later, but thank you for the new white volleyball binder. I'm going to use it. Also, I want to thank our volunteer assistant, Coach Lisa Shoup, for stepping in this last summer. It didn't always work for Mrs. Novicki to go to the summer camps with us, and Coach Shoup continued through the fall. She was a big help for the volleyball program, and her help and the time that she gave us allowed us to take a few more teams to our summer camps. Another big thank you to my husband, Stuart, voice of the Falcons. And for his continued support. He's very encouraging of my coaching and the time and energy spent away from home. He's usually with us, so he puts in the time too. Thank you to my mom for another year of keeping book and traveling with the team everywhere all the time. And Brian Wilcox for the music you provide. It adds a lot to our home events, and all the workers that help at the games. A big thanks to our student managers, Alexis, we will miss you. Keely, who I hope will be going out for volleyball next year, not just student managing. Larissa, Mackenzie, Miley, and Brenna for their help all season. I want to thank Mrs. Smeal and the rest of the administration for their continued support, always, always, always. The Booster Club, our bus driver Steve, picture takers Boyd and Candy, and the Antelope County News, the janitors, the fans, and all that support us throughout the year. We appreciate it more than you know. A big thanks to the parents for their support this season, for the food they prepared and the meals they packed. Our spaghetti supper at the end of the year, the road trips they make, and everything else you do all year long, starting each and every summer. And now volleyball players, I'm gonna just say your name, please stand up, and we'll go through a couple of your things, and then you can sit back down. Seniors, Delilah Harper, Desiree Colonzo, and Brooke Wilcox. Juniors, Lacey Brandt, Annika Furstenau, Macy Hansen, Montana Howard, Kennedy Penny, Meredith Vaughn, and Alyssa Wright. Sophomores, JJ Black, Carly Broberg, Lily Hageman, Lily Hartle, and Cadence Leister. And freshmen, Melina Bullard, Cadence DeWitt, Aubrey Lawson, and Skylar Taylor. All of their accomplishments and all of the team's accomplishments are in the booklet. Girls, you can go ahead and sit down. But you are the reason we are here, and we love to celebrate your successes. We love to see your maturity and growth. I want to thank all of you girls, and especially the seniors. I want to thank you for your effort and energy they put into their activities and not just volleyball. These senior girls were humble leaders, they were great teammates, and they always put the team first, working to elevate their game and the team's game and investing lots of time and energy over the years for Elkhorn Valley Volleyball. All the teams, once again, had very tough competitive seasons. The opportunities were there for every student athlete to strive to reach their goals both individually and together. The varsity team finished with a successful record of 18-12. Their schedule was a bit tougher than it's been in the last few years, and we knew we had some challenges set up in front of us and a great chance to rebuild, and we always want to see a positive response to those challenges. Maybe not necessarily is it always going to be in the form of a victory, but with effort, determination, and all those other things that go along with it. The JV finished with an 8-5 record, and the C team got in 4 matches and finished 3-1. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate you. Like I said, all of their accomplishments, both as a team and individuals, are in the booklet. So congratulations, girls. I wanted to point out one thing, though, that Brooke isn't done yet. Would you stand up, Brooke? She will get to put on that Lady Falcon uniform a few more times. On June 10th, Brooke will be playing at Northeast Community College for the Northeast All-Star Volleyball game. And even bigger and better, she will also have the opportunity to play in Lincoln at the Nebraska Coaches Association Nebraska All-Star Volleyball game on Tuesday, July 25th at Lincoln North Star. I'm sure both games, it will be great volleyball if you can come and watch her play. We want to wish her all the best and all of the Lady Falcons. Good luck, Brooke. And next up is Coach Werner.
Well, if you do, I will.
Just don't make eye contact. I too would like to start off with thank yous. I personally don't like microphones, but the biggest thing I think this year is that we had saw a lot of community involvement with all of our kids, community pride, which I want to start off with saying thank you to that. Thanks to our administration, thanks to Stuart, thanks to Brian, and Ms. Vaughn for keeping book, I think, all but one game this year. Our assistant coaches, Mr. Qualsett and Mr. Carlin and their families, for allowing them to spend as much time as it takes to do what we like to do. And then my wife, Christy, and our family. 9 years ago we started, long time ago. Lots of late nights, lots of talks, lots of, are we doing anything right? Are we getting anywhere? Then these guys come along. Couldn't be more proud of all the work that all these guys have put in from the time they've been in third grade to now. We spend a lot of time with our youth. We spend a lot of time with our junior high. We spend a lot of time with our high school. Sometimes our youth doesn't get out of our high school, which is okay, and that's what makes some of this the funnest parts of their life, and mine as well. We only had 14 guys out this year, but all 14 of those guys played a very key role in our whole entire season. At this time, I would like our 14 players to stand up. Freshman BJ Taki, Jarrett Warner, Corbin Warner, Jonah Johnson, our lone sophomore, Kellen Olendick, juniors, Abe Rottenberg, Dawson Hanson, Tristan Koloff, Drew Hanson, Dominic Ottis, and Leighton Meyer. Our three seniors, Keegan Peterson, Brendan Olendick, and Carter Warner. An inside joke with these guys is sometimes we always say we don't ever pass the eyeball test when we walk off the bus. This year, I think we kind of did. The guys put in a tremendous amount of work over the summer in the weight room, in the gym. Confidence-wise, you can kind of see it the way they played. You guys, as family members, as spectators, you guys get to see the fun parts. What you don't see is the hours in that gym, in this gym, in those locker rooms. Sometimes the hard conversations, sometimes the fun conversations, the parties we have at our place when the kids don't leave till midnight. We have a tremendous amount of fun. I know me, Mr. Carlin, Coach Qualsett, expect the world out of these guys and demand the world out of these guys. Never once, I don't think they backed down from anything that we either tried to get out of them or pushed to get out of them. They competed in 26 games this season. We came out on top 23 of those. Set a school record, and we competed day in and day out this year. Something that I think that we had to learn how to do. Some of our other team accomplishments that we had this year, second place in our holiday tournament, NBC conference champions, district champions, school record for most wins in a season 2 years in a row, first team in school history to make state, with a varsity record of 23-3 and a JV record of 8-8. Some of our individual honors, I'm going to go through these. Brendan Oladick, first team NBC All-Conference, Omaha World Herald, All-State second team, Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State second team, Norfolk Daily News Elite 8, first team, Northeast Community College All-Star Game selectee, NCN All-Star Game selectee. Carter Warner, second team NBC All-Conference, Omaha World Herald, All-State Honorable Mention, Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, Norfolk Daily News Elite 8, Honorable Mention, Northeast Community College All-Star Game selectee, NCPA Academic All-State, and also NCN All-State Game selectee. Kellen Oladick, second team NBC All-Conference, Omaha World Herald, All-State Honorable Mention, Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, Norfolk Daily News, Elite 8, Honorable Mention. Dawson Hanson, Honorable Mention, NBC All-Conference, Omaha World Herald, All-State Honorable Mention, Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, Norfolk Daily News, Elite 8, Honorable Mention, NCPA Academic All-State. Corbin Warner, Honorable Mention, NBC All-Conference, Omaha World Herald, All-State Honorable Mention, Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, Norfolk Daily News, Elite 8, Honorable Mention. We had our basketball meeting, I think, last Friday, I believe. More numbers than what we've had in the past that have shown up to that meeting. I think last summer, I don't know how many games we played, how many camps we went to, but we challenged our kids and played some tough competition last summer, and that kind of set the tone for what our season brought about. We've got even more competition and tougher camps that we're going to this summer, and I know our kids are chomping at the bit to get back to it. This is the first time I put on this shirt and pants since state basketball, and I wish I was sitting in that gym, maybe not sitting in a chair because I don't like to sit when I coach, but it's time to get back after it. Next up is Mr. Dipper.
Okay, at this time, I'll ask all the girls who were out for basketball this past year to please stand up. This team was a joy to coach because from an outside perspective, they overperformed. However, I believe that all the girls on the team knew we had a chance to be good. The exciting thing is that we have a chance to be even better next year. The JV team finished with a winning record of 8-6, and the varsity team finished with an 18-7 record. They were holiday tournament champions with wins over Battle Creek and Norfolk Catholic, and they finished in the 4th place in the NBC tournament. I also think it's pretty special, enough to add anyway. The girls were invited, they don't know this yet, I told them it's a possibility, but they were invited to compete in an Elite 8 team camp this summer with some of the best teams across the state in C1 and C2. So I think a lot of people will expect big things next year as well. The individual honors that a few of the girls earned or received this season, go ahead and stand up. JJ Black. Norfolk Daily News Elite 8, third team, Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, NBC All-Conference first team. Carly Broberg. Norfolk Daily News Elite 8 Honorable Mention, Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star, All-State Honorable Mention, and NBC All-Conference second team. And Jocelyn Larson. Norfolk Daily News Elite 8 Honorable Mention, and NBC All-Conference Honorable Mention. And then Brooke Wilcox, go ahead and stand up. So also North Central Nebraska All-Star Game will be played in O'Neill on May 26th, and this will include our lone senior, Brooke Wilcox. The team and coaches also vote in our end of the season meeting on a few team awards, and those winners of the awards this season, first of all, Marini Vaughn is the Falcon Pride Award winner. Most improved is Katie Warnicki. Hustle Award is Skylar Tegler. Defensive MVP is JJ Black. And offensive MVP is Carly Broberg. There are a ton of people to thank from my student managers, especially departing seniors Desiree and Delilah, Emily Bond for keeping book, my assistant coach Sarah Black for all the time she puts into our program, Derek Warner and the rest of the Junior Falcon Committee, my family, and all the players' families for not just allowing me to coach, but for being so supportive. Thank you. Up next, Coach Trey.
Okay, I'm Joey. I'm the high school boys coach. Miss Allemang will speak here following me here in a second, but I'm going to recognize the boys to start with. We had 21 guys on the team this year. I'm not going to list you all, so if you're here, please stand up. I know we're missing a handful of you, but go on, guys. Schaefer. All right, so let me start off with saying how proud we are of this team. You guys totally bought into what we do here, and I love it. I can honestly say that we had a group that was more enjoyable to coach, that we have never had a group that was more enjoyable to coach than these guys. Their willingness to learn and get better showed as the season progressed. Carter and I spent a lot of time talking last spring and summer as we went through postseason tournaments, camps, and open mats about the potential of these guys and what they're capable of doing. To some, it may have been quite a surprise to how this team finished the year, but not to us at all. They went through the entire regular season without winning a single tournament, but that's just a testament to the shape, to how we shape our schedule and the highest level of competition prior to postseason action. Although winning conference districts and finishing runner-up at state are honors that few achieve in their career, I honestly don't think that anybody was really truly fully satisfied with how it ended. When you're a high achiever, you set high goals, and nothing short of perfection is ever satisfying. With that being said, I do want to say once again, we are extremely proud of this team. You guys worked your butts off all year, and it's been nothing but a joy to be a part of this program. You should be very proud of yourselves as well. Always expect more and carry that attitude with you next year, because I truly believe we'll be a better team next year yet. To the seniors, Tristan and Nathan, Nate's not here, but I'll recognize him anyways. Thanks for always helping out, setting the standard for what we expect. You two really showed up this year as leaders, and we'll miss you both very much. And we're super grateful for the opportunity to be your coaches. Also, on a side note, both of them guys got selected for the All-Star Duel this year. Tristan, I think, where are you at? You are going to compete in it. Nate decided to turn it down, I think probably because he's gained a massive amount of weight and doesn't want to compete at that level. Big thank you to our coaches, Mr. Mile for joining the program this year and hopping right in, to Tyler Hart for spending time, volunteering his time, and lastly to Carter, thanks for everything you do for this program. Without you, it wouldn't be where it is now. You've had a huge impact and will make on all these kids throughout the last few years. And a couple things that I forgot to put in the programs, you guys will see it in your packets, but they tied the school record for the most state qualifiers at 9, set a record for the most state placers at 7, set a record for most team points scored at the state tournament. So it was a great year. Really, really excited for next year, and just had a lot of fun. So that's it. Thanks, all.
Well, I'm Callie Alming. I was the girls' coach for wrestling this year. The girls set the road for us being sanctioned for the first year. We had a total of 3 girls. If our 3 girls want to stand up, Alexis Lind, Montana Howard, and Kennedy Penny. These girls really paved the way. We had 2 out of our 3 girls compete at the state competition in Omaha, and they did fantastic jobs, and I'm looking forward to another season with 2 of them. We're sad to see Alexis go. She was a big part of our team, and we are going to miss her greatly. They broke all the school records because we had none. But I'm excited to see more girls come out next year, and I'm hoping that we have more come out. A big thank you to Carter and Joey for this being my first year, and they were holding my hand through the whole thing. But thank you to everybody who came to support our teams. We really appreciate it. Next up, boys golf.
Last time for me, thankfully. Not that I don't want to talk about boys golf, but my voice is seriously troubled here. The wind's blowing, believe it or not. So, the team members this year for boys golf, I have a couple more boys golfers than I had girls. I have seniors are Peyton Bromley, Daniel Shavala, Cody Paulson, Tristan Smith. My juniors, Daly Behringer, Tristan Koloff, Mason Schaefer. Got sophomores, Paxton Cleveland, Mason Nitz, and Easton Rystrom. Freshmen, Adam Dexter, Owen Honey, Caden McAllister. And I do want to mention also that Travis Halsey and Jay Halsey were on the team until they got injured. That's like the main rule of golf for me is don't get injured. They went and got injured. But they hopefully plan to come out next year. I'm looking forward to seeing them on the team next year. Once again, I want to thank my wife, all the players and their families. I got an assistant coach for boys with the numbers I have, Shayna Cornett. She's been very helpful. And again, the Booster Club for all they do for us. They got us some equipment this year that has made the indoor practices much more useful. The boys' season can be described by one word, and that word is windy. Today was 15 miles an hour. We were thanking the Lord that it was only 15 miles an hour because it's been 35, 40 miles an hour winds. And it's hard to golf when it's windy, in case you don't know, but it's not enjoyable. I think they'd struggle if the wind wasn't blowing at this point because they've had so much practice in it, but I still would kind of like to have a calm day. I was happy to have such a large turnout of boys for golf. A bigger team allowed me to have Mrs. Cornett as my assistant. And again, she's very helpful. Golf is a very individualized sport, so being able to break them into smaller groups and work with each player a little bit more one-on-one is very helpful. Season's still going strong. Districts are on the 15th. We just had a triangular today, Clarkson, Lee, and Stanton. We came in 3rd place, but we were really close to 2nd place. But our scores are really improving a lot. So that's the main thing is everybody is really working on their game to get those strokes down. We do have a meet, an 18-hole tournament at Randolph next Monday, and a duel versus EPPJ next Thursday. And all the boys have been making improvements in their games. Consistency is not there. That's kind of where we're at. You go out there and watch a hole or two, and they're hitting these wonderful shots and close to the hole. And then you walk away from them, come back a little bit later, and they're shanking it off to the right into the water and wondering what happened to their game. So we're trying to build that consistency through more play, and I think they'll get better with more practice. I hope they do continue to work over the summer on their games. I'm looking forward to some of the 8th graders who played golf this year to join up with the high school team next year, and that's what I got. So thank you, golfers, and thank you to everybody. Next up is Mr. Meyer with track.
Okay, I learned a long time ago to start off with thank yous. I want to thank first my wife Kathy for all the support, as well as to Coach Ronberg, to Coach Didmer, and to Coach Prater. You are exactly what these athletes need as they go toe-to-toe against some of the best teams in Class C and the finest athletes in Nebraska. The boosters always need a shout out, and so do the parents. Your support is unparalleled. Now it's time to put 48 of our students in the spotlight, at least for 20 minutes or so. I feel like the host of the ABC show The Bachelor when I say that this is probably the greatest season of all time. Okay, I might need to ease off the comparison just a little, but maybe I don't. Here's the thing, they do find a way to stand out in all the right ways. Here's one reason. Our athletes set 26 personal records at the conference track meet on Saturday. The weather was not exactly warm and the wind probably hit gusts of 40 miles an hour. What that tells me is they have the moxie to not let things stand in their way and prevent them from competing at their best. We've heard a lot about excuses, but as we all know, excuses are a lot like, I'm going to move on from that one. Next, we have, I didn't even know that existed until a bus ride, and I think that was with Mr. Prater. Next, we have a group of athletes who come to practice, I really do feel wanting to improve. They're not just content to go through the motions and walk out of school May 18th knowing they got a good start on their tan. I'm sure they consider a suntan to be an occupational hazard to the sport of track. Third, they want to win. Stand up if at any meet this year you won a gold medal. Now, if you were the recipient of a gold medal at any track meet this year, at any track meet, go all the way back. Okay, very well done. Now, next, congratulations. Now, I want you to stand if you received a gold medal or a silver medal at the conference meet on Saturday. Now, if you want a gold medal or a silver medal, gold or silver. Silver. Okay, that's exceptional, fantastic. Okay, you guys can sit down again. But maybe not. Maybe I need to have the conference champions, because now here we're talking NBC champions, and as you guys know, if you're the champions of the conference, you're going up against West Holt, and that's a pretty fine team. A team that will be at our districts. And how many conference champions did we walk away with that day? Conference champions. Carter, I think you were up in 3. Nate in long jump, and Maverick in pole vault. Okay, here are your conference champions. Give them a round of applause. You guys can sit down. Okay, and finally, in the process of competing and wanting to win, they have a tendency to set records. We've had a lot of athletes crack the top 10 in quite a few of our events this year. Can the girls 4x8 stand up? The 4x8, Skylar, Jocelyn, Tegan, and Kennedy, you guys are 8th all time on the 4x8 list at our school. Lillian Hagman, you guys can sit down. Lillian Hagman, can you stand up? I think you're here. Lillian, you may not know this, but your shot put is the 10th best of all time at our school. Our school has records in track going back like 52 years. If that's a testament, if you guys are in the top 10 of one of these, well done. Next, Carly Broberg, believe it or not, I think you will be surprised by this, you're 7th. Your 410 jump, that ties you at 7th place on the all-time list. Again, pretty darn cool. Annika, pole vault, 7th of all time. 7th, nice job, Annika. Brendan. Brendan Nolandick, stand up, 3rd all time in the 800, and I think you're going to make a push for that record, quite honestly, in districts, no pressure. Waylon, mile, 10th of all time. Carter Warner, the 110 hurdles, you're 5th. And I'll get back to you a little bit more. You can go ahead and sit down. Nate Decker. Nate, 3rd all time in the long jump, and I know you're making it a goal too. Before your career is over, you want to push that record for sure, don't you? Of course. I'm going to go back actually to the boys 4x8. Brendan, Dawson, Waylon, and Maverick. Okay, you guys had a great run. Dawson, are you here, Dawson? Stand up, you guys, stand. Dawson, Brendan, Waylon, and Matt, just really quick. You guys are 2nd all time, and I know you would like nothing more than to push that record, right? A new record be set. Congratulations on that. Next, you guys can sit down. Corbin Warner, 9th all time in the discus as a freshman, pretty impressive, nice work. Abe, I don't think Abe is here today, but he popped a really nice triple jump, and that's it, 9th all time. Keegan, 8th all time in the high jump. Big tie at 5'10", but you're on the list. Maverick, pole vault, you're on the pole vault list, 6th. Impressive stuff. Now, I want to put a few others in the spotlight really quick. When you walk into a school's gym, and I don't know, I'm a little biased on this, but I just remember from even as a kid in elementary, you walk into a school and there was always records on the wall. And I always gravitated to the track and field records. And I tell you what, at that time in my life, I had no idea I was going to coach track and field. I just thought the athletes on the track and field record board were like the who's of the kids who went to that school. A lot of times you find out they competed in football for the Huskers or whatever they might have done. I just think, to me, that's a record board we tend to look at. We have some kids here today that rewrote the record, the history books, you might say. Let's start off here with Carter. Carter Warner, you do need to stand up one more time. Okay, Carter set the 300-meter hurdle record, and you also tied the high jump record this spring. So I want to give you a special round of applause. And then finally, can we have, Carter, again, can you stand up? And Brendan, Waylon, and Mav. If you can join him, because at the Classic last week, these guys right here set a new 4x4 record. And to me, a 4x4 record is one of those you really want to see. 4x4 and 4x1s are really important. Congratulations to you guys for, again, rewriting that book. Now, and that's what I have. Can I have everybody who is out for track just quick stand up? Just a real quick shout out. I tell you what, thank you for all of your time and effort. It seems like anymore when we see it when we go to track meets, not all the teams we compete against, we don't see them with the numbers that we have. And it's a real special thing to have so many kids a part of the program. I know I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I think it's a testament to not yourselves, but your parents as well for pushing you in the right direction. And I really need to thank the parents. The season's winding down. Meet tomorrow. Bus leaves at 7, so don't stay up too late. And we have districts next week. And congratulations to all of you. And with that, Mr. Mayo is next.
All right, I don't know how I'm gonna follow that up. Okay, so this is our first year with esports. So first I want to give a special thanks to the school board for approving it. I know it's kind of it's a new thing, it's a growing thing. We had a really successful first year in my opinion, considering we joined in December. We played several games across 2 seasons, which were Mario Kart, Clash Royale, StarCraft 2, and Super Smash Brothers. We were even fortunate enough to have some players qualify for the NSESA state tournament. So any player that played for any of our esports teams, could you please stand up? Emma, you were a substitute. Let's see. Yeah, Kellen, you gotta stand. You played for us. You'll play next year, hopefully. So, yeah, it was our first season, and it's kind of interesting. If you don't know what esports is, it's video games. It's competitive video games, which sounds kind of funny. So we did have some state qualifying teams. We had 2 teams qualify for Clash Royale, which were Kenny Peterson, Brian Malanco, Caden Howard, and they got 3rd at state. All right, Kenny. And then our other team, I just lost it. Our other team was Adam Dexter, Caden McAllister, and Miles Full Sauce, and they actually got 2nd. And so the best thing about that, hopefully they keep the game for next year, but those are all freshmen. So we're hoping that the next couple of years we can just kind of keep running Clash Royale. And then we had one more game, which was StarCraft 2, and we had Daniel Shavala qualify, and he got 4th. So we want to say, again, thanks to the school board for approving it, and thanks to all you players for joining and kind of taking a chance at esports. If anyone's interested, there will be a new season and a whole bunch of new games probably next year. So hopefully on to good things next year. Thanks so much. Up next is speech.
Okay, could I first have the speech team stand up? Okay, we had 10 members of the speech team with a lot of new faces. You guys don't need to stand up for the entire thing, unless you really want to. The team had a very successful season. Each and every member made tremendous growth from November to March. As coaches, we appreciate all of your time and effort. Speech is not always the easiest and requires them to step outside of their box, to speak in front of a room of strangers. I can say from start to finish, each and every one of them got more comfortable with doing this as the season progressed. This season, we were able to medal at every regular season speech meet. At districts in Bancroft, Marini, Annika, and Emma all medaled, with Annika and Emma earning a bid to the state speech meet. Annika qualified in extemporaneous. She did a great job at state, even when we got there at 6:45 and the internet was not working. So she did first round with no internet. Good thing we had those paper files. Emma qualified in Program of Interpretation, or POI, which is a new event this year for Class C. Thank you for being up for the challenge when we threw it at you. She learned a lot through the season with POI, and she gave some of her best performances at state. I'd real quick like to take a moment to recognize our two seniors, Cody Qualson and Madison Parker. Thank you for all your leadership this season. It was greatly appreciated. Finally, I just have a few thank yous. First to my family for always making sure that my kids were taken care of when I was gone at speech meets or practice. Next to the speech parents, thank you for sharing your kids with us all season. Also, thank you for always making sure they got to school for our super early departure times, like was told at 5:45 in the morning, and supporting them all season long. Finally, to my assistant coach, Nicole Wyatt, I couldn't do it without her. She keeps me calm before awards, especially at districts. And then to Mrs. Novicki, thanks for coming to our meets. The kids can always make sure they can count on you for a good laugh when they need it during the round. Okay, next up is Mr. Wickheiser.
Okay, for one-act drama, I'd like to have the following stand. The following cast members earned an Outstanding Performance Award at least one of our competitions, and so they lettered. And please stand when you are called. Daniel Chavala, Cadence DeWitt, Cadence Leister, Madison Parker, Emma Qualsett, Cody Qualsett, Skylar Tegler, and Katie Warnicki. Also like to recognize our remaining cast members. Couldn't do it without you either. Lexi Carnes, Bailey Keel, and Elizabeth Kibbett. This year in one act, our cast was kind of a combination of those who had been on stage before. Some had some larger roles in the past. Others had very small roles in the past, and then took on bigger ones this year. We also had a lot of new faces to the stage that kind of a variety of roles amongst them, some with some bigger roles and some with more of a support type role. So it was kind of a fun play this year. It was Imperfect Proposal. A young man is proposing marriage to his girlfriend in the park, and just as he's about to ask the question, every single time he's interrupted. He's got this elderly couple that are always offering their words of wisdom to the young couple, but other people like softball players and a rich socialite and a dog walker, and amongst others, people that are protesting the presence of pets in parks, as well as another young lady who's trying to get the attention of the young man attempting to propose. It's kind of a comedy of errors, so to speak, but the cast did really well with it, and we applaud the cast for routinely coming into practice either before school at 6:30 before their other activities or in the evenings after everything else. So they devote a lot of time to doing this, and we appreciate them. Our performances included here at the home show. They did really well with that, and then we hit the road at the NBC East Conference competition in Neely, and that was really kind of the first time literally taking the show on the road, and they showed a little bit of nerves, but they gained a lot of experience with that one, and then they saved their best performance for here at home at the district competition at Elkhorn Valley. I want to thank the administration and the school board for allowing us to host the district competition 2 years running. That was a great benefit to be able to perform here at home. Thank you to all the teachers and support staff. Thank you to the custodians for all the help. So everyone helped out in a great deal on that. So I lastly want to thank Mrs. Gale. Mrs. Gale stepped in to be our other coach this year. Mrs. Gale was always there at practice offering specific and constructive feedback to our performers, and was always there with props, and Mrs. Gale couldn't have done it without you this year. So we want to recognize all of our cast. Thank you for a successful season, and we are looking to grow our cast, and next Tuesday we're having a meeting in my room, so come and show up, and let's have a great one-act performance next year. Okay.
All right, I am here to round out the show tonight. First, I'd like to announce the NCPA Academic All-State Awards. The Nebraska Chiropractic Physician Association Academic All-State is an award given to students with 3.7 or higher GPA who show outstanding leadership and performance in their activity. This is awarded through the NSA for participants in any grade level voted on by their coaches. The following are the 2022-2023 recipients. So when I call your name, please stand and we'll hold our applause till the end, please. Annika Furstenau for volleyball, Maverick Hageman for boys wrestling, Drew Hansen, boys basketball, Jocelyn Larson, girls cross country, Kennedy Penny, girls wrestling, Emma Qualsett, girls golf, play production and speech, Cody Qualsett, football, play production, speech, Maren Yvonne, girls basketball, music, Waylon Warnicki, boys cross country, boys wrestling, Alexis Lynn, girls wrestling and music, Carter Warner, football, boys basketball, track and field, and Brooke Wilcox, volleyball, girls basketball, track and field. Next, I'd like to acknowledge the Nebraska State College's Multi-Activity Student Award. The NSA and the NSCS announced 16,149 recipients of the award for the 2022-2023 season. This award recognizes students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in at least 3 NSA-sanctioned activities during the academic year. This is from music, speech, play, to athletics. Please stand when I acknowledge your name, and please hold your applause till the end. We have a list. Marissa Bennett, JJ Black, Lacey Brandt, Carly Broberg, Melina Bullard, Nate Decker, Cadence DeWitt, Ashlyn Dexter Pashin, Isaac Eggert, Isaiah Eggert, Keely Eisenhower, Annika Furstenau, Carissa Gale, Lillian Hageman, Maverick Hageman, Jackson Halsey, Dawson Hansen, Drew Hansen, Macy Hansen, Delilah Harper, Lily Hartle, Tegan Haysbrook, Montana Howard, Jonah Johnson, Tristan Koloff, Bailey Keel, Desiree Colonzo, Elizabeth Kivett, Jocelyn Larson, Aubrey Lawson, Cadence Leister, Leighton Meyer, Mackenzie Mutup, Mason Nitz, Kellen Olendick, Dominic Otis, Olivia Otis, Madison Parker, Kennedy Penny, Cody Qualsett, Emma Qualsett, Abraham Rottenberg, Easton Rystrom, Mason Schaefer, BJ Taki, Skylar Tegler, Maren Yvonne, Katie Warnicki, Waylon Warnicki, Carter Warner, Jarrett Warner, Corbin Warner, Nate Warner, Brooke Wilcox, and Alyssa Wright. We had 55 students. It takes a lot of time and dedication to partake in numerous activities, all while keeping their grades up to be eligible. So good job, kids. And the last award of the night. There's so much to say about this individual, knowing they would never say it for themselves. This is someone that sets high goals, and when achieved, sets higher ones. A quiet leader, someone that is committed and dedicated to both academics and athletics. A great role model for the younger generations to look up to. A humble individual with a great attitude and a fun sense of humor. Someone that Evie will miss tremendously, but know will do great things in the future. This year's 4-year, 3-sport letter winner is Carter Werner. Your plaque's coming in the mail. I apologize. To round it out, again, thank you to the parents, to the community, to the custodians, to the coach. Whoa, calm it down, sit. Okay, we're throwing it out there, okay? It takes a lot behind the scenes to do anything, but the biggest round of applause is to you students for partaking in activities throughout the year so that we can have a good time watching you. So thank you again. Please do not forget to come pick up your packets in the back. And